Hey guys, welcome back to DMAC Customs. Thought I'd give you a little rundown on what's been going on the rear quarters, tail light section of the bumper of the Area 51. So let's just go and have a look. Okay, so when I got the 51, I knew I wanted to do something different with the rear tail pan and the bumper and stuff like that, but I didn't really know what until I was well into it. I'd looked at heaps of other cars that have sort of done the old Packard Clipper tail lights and various Cadillac bits and pieces and things like that. And being in New Zealand, we can't just kind of go down and get a rear cut from any kind of scrap yard or wrecker's yard, or they just don't exist. You know, we have to bring everything in from America, Canada, somewhere else. So to be honest, I actually don't mind the tail lights on these things. I just thought they were a little bit high, and I just wanted a little bit, rather than a straight drop on the rear fender section, and even with the roll pan, I don't like the way they just kind of drop off and then have that big filler panel between the bumper and the pan. There's some kids. Oh, serious stuff going on there. So yeah, I decided to just put a bit of angle on these, and as you'll see in the still photos, kind of how I did it, I just kind of decided where to cut them off, and kind of laid them back into it. I already mounted up all the rear bumper, made new bumper brackets and stuff for it, and so I kind of cut them off, laid them back, played around with some paper and masking tape and various budget sort of tooling and whatnot. Just like studied it for a while, had a couple of beers on it, sat and studied it some more, and then decided how I was going to approach it. So what I ended up doing was just cutting some clean sheet steel into, you know, strips up to the top here on both sides, and then just pretty much like curved it up over the top, and then run a 1mm cutting disc down both sides of it to get the cuts clean. And by that stage I'd bought some butterfly clamps, and they're worth their weight in gold. Well, not really, I was cheaping out and I bought them off Wish. There's those kids back again. Shush! Noisy little buggers. Anyway, so yeah, so I kind of butterfly clamped it all up, tacked it all together, and I had to make up a piece to sit underneath the roll pan, which I probably should have started talking about that first, but anyway, that comes up under here, if you can sort of see it. This piece here, I made it out of two pieces. It comes right through and kind of is now the part of the boot floor, if that makes sense. And sorry, show you. And so that basically gave me the bottom, if you can see, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see in here, the bottom curve here for the bottom of the tail light area, surround, housing, whatever. That's what was put in there to sort of give it something to sit on. So then I just had to sort of trim it up, put in a few little filler panels and little bits and bobs, and welded it all home. And I ended up having to make a whole new sort of lower quarters. All this section here is all to accommodate the 55 Chev rear bumper, which I bought with the just because I kind of like the look of them. Actually, I think they're a bit more interesting than the 51 bumper. The 51 bumper's a bit boring, even though I've got two of them. Got a brand new one with the car and the original one with the car, but they're both for sale because I don't really want them. So this is the kind of move the tail light from here to here, just sitting it down. Kind of sits down kind of in with this curve here, and then when we came to do this inside part, when I cut it off down through here, and so when I laid it down into it, just laid it all through here, and then I had to cut a bunch of relief cuts through here to get the shape back. So this roll pan kind of rolls in and then rolls, and the idea is it sort of sweeps down, and eventually we'll have the license plate or number plate mounted on here somehow. I don't know how yet. I really should take this bumper off and protect it. Probably not. I'll probably end up ruining the chrome. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. Forgot to mention, when I did the roof chop, of course everything kind of comes down, and I had to fight to get any kind of gap, nice gap up the top. Then it kind of compounded the problem that the boot lid, the lip was too far back that way. So I did try sort of reshaping the boot lid a little bit, like hammering it back and that, but that I was just making more problems for myself. So part of this redoing the valance and stuff like that was so I could cut this whole lip out. It had already been cut out once before by the previous owners, I think, and they'd replaced all the rear valance, but it wasn't a bad job. They did all right, but yeah, it sort of made it pretty thin in places for having anything nice to weld to. But anyway, I had to move this whole lip only about 10 millimeters this way, so I had to make little fillers in that to go in here. Still need some finishing in that, of course, but a lot of stuff on this car at this point is still just roughed in, and we'll get into kind of really, as we start getting in through all the main bodywork done, we'll start targeting areas and cleaning them up and making them better. Yeah, so I ended up having to move this whole thing that way about 10 mil, or about 10-12 mil, half an inch, something like that, which just gives me once the boot is kind of locked down, once you got lock and rubbers and stuff in here, it should, in theory, have quite a nice sort of gap through here. At the moment it's still a bit out of whack, but close enough is good enough, sort of, unless you're into rocket surgery. Hey guys, thanks for watching this latest installment on the old Area 51 project. you got this far, you'll know it was about tail lights and bumpers and bumper irons and stuff like that, and what I did to them. Some might think it was cruel. I thought it was right, so that's why I did it. If you want to see some more videos on the Area 51 and maybe some stuff on the old 46, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Just do it. There's buttons like there's down there, they're over there. I think there might be one up there, I can't remember. I've been learning as I go on this whole YouTubing thing. And if you want to see some notifications, the little bell, click on that little sucker as well. It'll tell you when new videos come in. Hopefully they'll get better. Can't promise that though. Take it easy.